Randy Walker, often known as Big Stretch, was a rapper and producer from Queens, New York, who gained notoriety as a member of the rap group Live Squad and as a close friend of Tupac Shakur. Stretch also played a significant role in Tupac's early career, making appearances on albums such as Thug Life, Volume 1, Strictly For My Niggas, and Tupacalypse Now. But following the notorious Quad Recording Studios shooting in Manhattan on November 30, 1994, where Tupac was ambushed, robbed, and shot 5 times, he and Tupac got strained. Assuming that Stretch had participated in the plot, Tupac went on accusing him of being part of the setup. In 1991, Stretch and Tupac first crossed paths on the set of Juice, where Stretch had a cameo, while listening to Digital Underground's Shock G. Stretch, a Queens-born rapper raised by a Jamaican mother, and Tupac, a West Coast transplant, became close friends through their mutual love of hip-hop and outsider position in the New York rap scene. The rap group and production company Live Squad was founded by Stretch, his brother Majesty, and DJ Kalo. They were well known for their hardcore sound and songs like Heartless. Stretch's line on Digital Underground's Family of the Undergroundy and the recording of songs like Crooked Ass Nigga and The Lunatic for Tupac's debut album, Tupacalypse Now, marked the beginning of their collaboration. Tupac's Strictly For My Niggas, the album's first single, Holler If You Hear Me, as well as songs like Struggling and 5 Deadly Venoms, were all heavily influenced by Stretch's rapping and production. Stretch performed the well-known fan song Pain on the Arsenio Hall show in 1994 as part of the soundtrack for Above the Rim. Stretch, who produced and rapped for Thug Life, Volume 1 and included the hit Bury Me AG, was also a well-known member of Tupac's Thug Life clique. They had a bond that went beyond music. Stretch was Tupac's closest homie, exhibiting a great sense of loyalty. Stretch introduced him to Biggie, with whom they collaborated on performances at venues such as Bowie State University in 1993. This period marked a creative peak, with unreleased tracks like House of Pain featuring Tupac, Stretch, and Biggie. Music manager Jimmy Henchman produced Lil Sean's track Dom Perignon, which featured a verse recorded by Tupac at Quad Recording Studios in Times Square on November 30, 1994. The idea that Biggie was also recording there gave Tupac comfort when he and Stretch and 2 other people saw Lil Cease, a Bad Boy affiliate. However, they were attacked at gunpoint by 3 armed robbers in the lobby who demanded Tupac's jewelry. Tupac retaliated by reaching for his 2 Glocks, which ignited the shooting. He was robbed of $40,000 worth of jewelry and shot 5 times. Due to the stringent firearms regulations in New York City, Stretch was disarmed and spared. Tupac survived and was hastily sent to Bellevue Hospital. He was found guilty of sexual assault in a different case the next day and given a prison sentence. He expressed suspicion that Stretch's lack of activity was strange in a 1995 Vibe jail interview, pointing out that the assassins didn't touch Stretch and targeted him directly. Because of Stretch's continued relationships with Biggie and Bad Boy while Tupac was incarcerated, Tupac's allegation that Stretch did not ride for him was heightened. In October 1995, Stretch was released from prison, and Tupac's charges against him intensified. He thought Stretch had participated in the sting, maybe under pressure from well-known drug dealer and manager Jimmy Henchman. Convicted murderer Dexter Isaac stated in 2011 that he was recruited by Henchman to rob, not kill Tupac, and that he was responsible for the Quad Studios shooting. Stretch, who may have received drugs to lure Tupac to the studio, was implicated by Isaac in the crime. But since Stretch and Tupac were successful and had no obvious reason to betray one another unless Stretch was in danger, Isaac's claims are called into doubt. In a 2022 interview, Stretch's brother Majesty defended him, claiming that Stretch called him immediately following the shooting, panicked, and explained how Tupac reached for his pistols, turning the heist into a shooting. Majesty maintained that the shooting was an attempt at robbery rather than an assassination. Stretch was shot in a Queens Village drive-by on November 30, 1995, 1 year after the Quad Studios shoot. While driving home after dropping off Majesty, he was chased by at least 2 men in a black car and shot at least 4 times, with 2 bullets in his back, causing his minivan to crash at 112th Avenue and 209th Street. The likelihood that his death was revenge for Tupac's shooting was eliminated by the minute-by-minute coincidence. Tupac's cousin William Lazan believed that Stretch's murder was ordered by Tupac or his death row gang and is connected to Tupac's charges. Reggie Wright Jr. suggested Suge Knight sent someone to New York to kill Stretch, though he's an unreliable source. Ronald Washington, a suspect in the 2002 murder of Jam Master Jay, is linked to Stretch's murder in court documents from 2022 because he allegedly intended to kill Majesty but unintentionally shot Stretch. The case has not been resolved, and Washington has not been prosecuted. On October 12, 1995, Tupac got freed from prison and started working on All Eyes on Me. Stretch passed away on November 30, 1995, before the album's February 1996 release. Tupac expressed his rage in the songs Holler at Me and Against All Odds, the latter of which was recorded after Stretch's passing and conveys a sense of vindication or indifference. Ed Lover criticized Tupac for not showing up at Stretch's burial, implying that Tupac felt betrayed. There is a false allegation that Tupac paid a visit to Stretch's grave in 1996, but his behavior and songs show that he was still resentful. The Big Stretch and Tupac story is a sad one of friendship, betrayal, and unsolved mysteries. Their collaboration, which combined gangster and conscious rap, helped to define hip-hop in the early 1990s. Their friendship was ruined by the Quad Studios incident, as Stretch was implicated in Tupac's alleged criminality by his charges, which were backed by Dexter Isaacs' allegations but denied by Majesty.